The vast chamber of the Galactic Senate was a marvel of alien engineering, a sphere of crystalline metal and light where the voices of thousands of worlds converged into one decision-making body. The vaulted ceiling shimmered like a starfield, with each constellation representing a species that had joined the coalition. At the center, the presiding arbiter, a towering insectoid whose translucent wings vibrated with every word, raised its arms to silence the hall. Order, the arbiter intoned, its voice resonating through the chamber. We gather for the final declaration on the matter of humanity. After extensive deliberation and overwhelming evidence, the Tribunal of Species has reached consensus. Humanity, once of Terra, third planet of Sol, has failed the criteria for continuation. They are extinct. Their warlike tendencies consumed their homeworld. Their cities burn. Their oceans rise. No verifiable human life has been recorded in over a century. The proclamation echoed like a death sentence. Thousands of alien delegates murmured their approval, some clicking mandibles, some rippling tentacles, others vibrating membranes in signs of agreement. A hollow emblem, glowing crimson, projected above the Senate floor. Homo sapiens, extinct. It was official. A species had been erased from the living tapestry of the galaxy. And then, the doors opened. At first, the chamber attendants dismissed the sound as a malfunction. No one entered the Senate unannounced. No one walked those polished obsidian steps without clearance. Yet the doors groaned wider, as if bowing under a force unseen, until light spilled in from the outer halls. A lone figure stepped across the threshold. She was tall, by human standards, though small compared to many alien forms. Her suit was scorched, battered, patched with strange alloys that shimmered under the artificial suns. Her hair, once black, was streaked with gray and dust, but her eyes burned with a fire that silenced the room. Every creature in the chamber felt it, a presence, raw and undeniable. The arbiter's wings trembled. Identify yourself. No, human life remains. Who dares breach this chamber? The woman lifted her chin. Her voice was hoarse but steady. My name, she said, each syllable like a drumbeat, is Commander Mara Allison. Earthborn. Human. And you are wrong. Humanity lives. The silence shattered into uproar. Delegates hissed, roared, or barked in disbelief. The hollow above flickered, uncertain. Extinct species did not walk into the Senate alive. Mara strode forward, her boots echoing on the black stone floor. A dozen security drones hovered, weapons primed, but she ignored them. Every step carried the weight of a dead planet and the fury of the ancestors behind her. You condemn us from afar, she said, her gaze sweeping across the Senate tiers. You write our epitaph with data gleaned from ashes. But you never came close enough to see the truth. We endured. We adapted. We hid. Because when the stars turned their backs on us, we only had ourselves. The arbiter clacked its mandibles, regaining composure. Impossible. The Terran biosphere collapsed. No genetic signatures remain. No transmissions. Your planet is uninhabitable. Mara's lips curled into something between a smile and a snarl. Uninhabitable? You underestimate what desperation can breed. We lived in the oceans. We carved cities beneath the crust. We rewrote our DNA with the tools of survival you all feared to give us. And we thrived. Not many of us. Not enough to threaten the galaxy, but enough to remember who we are. Enough to remember how we were cast aside. A reptilian delegate leaned forward, its scaled jaw clattering. This is deception. Some imposter. Without hesitation, Mara lifted her sleeve and pressed her wrist to a scanner at the delegate station. The chamber's AI word, analyzing. A holographic double helix spun into view, glowing blue. The result flashed across the chamber walls. DNA match. Human, 100%. The uproar deepened. Some shouted for her removal. Others stared with wide, alien eyes, unsettled by what they had just witnessed. The arbiter struck its staff against the ground, silencing them once more. You claimed survival. Yet humanity was judged unworthy. Extinction was not punishment, but recognition. A species too violent, too unstable. You warred with yourselves until your planet bled dry. Mara's fists clenched. Yes, we fought. We broke our world. We fell further than any species should. But we rose again. You judge us by our past sins while ignoring your own. Tell me, Arbiter, how many worlds did your kind strip bare to build your empire of light? How many species did you enslave before you painted yourselves as arbiters of peace? The insectoid froze, wings twitching. Across the chamber, murmurs shifted. Some delegates nodded faintly. Others looked away. Mara pressed forward. You call us extinct because it's convenient. Because humanity scared you. Not because we were gone, but because you wanted us gone. Because you knew that if we ever came back from the ashes, we'd remind you of something you've long forgotten. What it means to fight for survival, not for expansion. What it means to burn and still rise. She slammed her hand against the floor console. Instantly, a projection bloomed in the air, grainy recordings from Earth. Humans working in subterranean farms. Children laughing in geothermal caverns. Soldiers training in exosuits cobbled together from alien wreckage. Cities glowing beneath oceans, lit by bioluminescent life. The chamber gasped. This was no imposter's tale. This was proof. Humanity endures, Mara said. And we remember everything. The silence from the stars when we begged for aid. The laws you wrote that left us to choke in our own atmosphere. You declared us unworthy. And now you dare declare us extinct. She stepped closer to the Arbiter's podium. I stand here to tell you this. We are not extinct. We are not broken. And we are coming back. For the first time in centuries, fear rippled through the Senate. Not at the sight of armies, or fleets, or weapons, but at the sight of one survivor carrying the will of billions. Mara's voice lowered, a growl echoing in every ear. You will not erase us. You will not bury us. Humanity has walked through extinction itself, and now we stand at your door. The chamber fell silent. Not even the Arbiter spoke. The galaxy had declared humanity dead, but humanity had just walked back into the light. And the Senate knew this was only the beginning.